In today's hectic and busy world, it will come off as no surprise that multitasking has become a familiar thing to most of us, whereby we do it on a daily basis. Multitasking is an apparent human ability to perform more than one task or activity over a short period of time. Someone who is capable of doing so would therefore be called a multitasker. The idea that women are better multitaskers than men has been popular in the media as well as in conventional thought. An experiment carried out by some researchers from Brunel University, London, has shown that more than 50% of the participants believe in gender differences in multitasking abilities. Of those who believe in gender differences, a majority of 80% believe that women were better multitaskers. This is strong evidence supporting a gender stereotype in multitasking abilities. However, with little data available to support these claims of gender difference, we had to wonder, is it true that women are better multitaskers than men? Let's find out.
In order to settle this dispute, we have conducted an experiment to find out whether the conventional notion of women being better multitaskers than men is true or not. To find out, we have gathered 50 volunteers, half from each gender group, whereby Group A represents males, while Group B represents females, one laptop with internet connection, and a fun multitasking game that judges your ability to multitask based on how well you perform in it. To ensure there were as minimal discrepancies as possible, all volunteers, regardless of whether they were male or female, were university students belonging to the same age group, that is between the ages 18 to 22.
Right before we started the experiment, we first interviewed all the participants.
On the scale from 1 to 10, please rate yourself based on how well you think you can multitask.
I think 6.
I cannot multitask, so I rate myself as 1.
6.
6 or 7 out of 10. But it really depends on the task.
How often do you multitask?
Not very often.
Quite often. For example, when having my lunch, I normally will watch my Korean drama.
Probably quite often. Like, when you're doing your coursework and you take out your phone to look at, Facebook or whatever. Or like when playing games, when you have to pay attention to different things at once.
What do you think about multitasking? Do you think it's productive or unproductive?
I don't think it's a productive process because usually I would be distracted by doing this.
Depends on what task you're doing.
I think you can most definitely get more work done at once, but it will affect the quality of the work.
Between males and females, who do you think is better in multitasking?
I think female is better in multitasking because I'm a male.
I think more or less the same.
But mostly it's male.
Probably females. I know my mom can do a lot of things at once, and I probably wouldn't be able to do it.
Next, we let them play a multitasking game to see how well they can actually multitask compared to how good they think they are in multitasking. First, they started our experiment with Group A. After demonstrating the multitasking game to each of the participants, they were asked to play the game for a total of 3 times respectively. The multitasking game starts out with a single simple level, comprising of only one task for the player to fulfill by controlling only 2 keys on the keyboard. Once the timer reaches a certain threshold, new tasks are added into the game one by one, making the game more and more challenging, as the player has to struggle between multiple tasks all at the same time. The game ends when the player fails any one of the multiple tasks, and the amount of time they were able to survive in the game will be displayed as the score they have achieved. Each of the participants' scores on every 3 attempts were recorded, and their average scores were calculated. The same procedures were then repeated with Group B. The performance of the participants in the game and the scores they achieved both corresponded to their abilities in multitasking.
How do you feel after playing the multitasking game?
I think this multitasking game is very difficult.
Difficult.
It's quite difficult for me because I cannot control so many keys at once.
Will you continue to multitask in the future? Why?
No, because I think focusing on one task is, for me, is better. To have a greater efficiency in doing one task.
Probably. Because you need it when you are under stress condition.
Yeah, of course. Like I think some things just require you to multitask. If you don't multitask, there will definitely be a drop in efficiency.
At the end of our experiment, the results showed us that although males had a higher overall score with a mean of 50.96, females were not far behind with a mean of 49.6. Despite the small margin of difference between the male and female participant scores, it is not significant enough to prove a gender difference when it comes to their respective multitasking capabilities. So, to answer our initial question, is it true that women are better multitaskers than men? The answer is no. The belief that women are better than men in multitasking stems from the stereotypical social roles that females have played for centuries. Most people expect that women will be the ones who take care of the children, cook and clean at home. Even in modern society, employed women work to contribute to their family's finances, in addition to taking care of the housework. Due to these gender role stereotypes, people have thought that women are generally more capable in multitasking than males, a belief which has been maintained to this day. However, we noticed that the scores from the third attempts of the participants were almost always higher than their respective first and second trials. So, even though practice may play a part in affecting an individual's multitasking capacity, we can officially conclude that gender is not a critical factor in determining one's multitasking abilities.